So the history of the sun is one of those things where we studied it over time, and we studied the effects here on Earth, and we've studied it based on other things that we do know. We have really learned a lot about the sun based on the nuclear explosions and nuclear testings that happened back in the early 20th century. A lot of that gave us the basis for what was going on here, and even a little bit earlier than that too. But the inner workings of the sun is that all the matter, all the hydrogen gas that is compressed down into the core, is not only does compression cause heat, but it can also cause things to break apart per se, which kind of doesn't make sense, but because when you think of compressing something, you make it closer together. But eventually, when you compress something so much, it breaks. So it breaks apart the hydrogen atoms, so electrons break away, and so we get this phenomenon where we have fusion happening, and we call it nuclear fusion. And so we have hydrogen atoms through a complicated process forming helium atoms. It generally takes, I think it's six hydrogen to make one helium atom, if I'm correct. And so that's one of the things that that is happening there, and that's producing all the heat that we have today. A lot of the energy that we get in from the sun, all the light is produced from this one process, and it takes a very long time for it to get out of there. So a photon of light can take anywhere from 1 to 200,000 years, as the video said. I think on average it's like 20,000 years is probably the better idea for it. So it's light that we had today was formed back during the Ice Age. Was made during the Ice Age, or I think the Ice Age would be, or 20,000 years ago. So that's one of the big things to kind of keep in mind, is that it's been a long time since that happened, and this whole life, the whole lights and energy are a key part of photosynthesis. And photosynthesis is what is the primitive form of, and probably the most crucial form of producing energy for plants and animals. Mainly just plants and bacteria, such as plankton, or not bacteria, but prokaryotes like plankton and whatnot. So life was developed because of light and the presence of water. Um, Among other things, there are many theories out there, but light and water are two of the primary things. And so without the sun, we wouldn't have the heat and the light energy to help form those basics of life.